everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing Bosch's brand new DDB181 compact drill driver. Now what this is an 18 volt drill that basically is the same size and weight as a 12 volt drill. It comes in at just about 3 pounds, but it has those real nice features that you want to see, like a 1/2 inch chuck, 2 different speed settings, an LED light, and it will accept all the other Bosch 18 volt battery packs. So if you get one of the kits, it's going to come with these 1.5 amp hour compact battery packs, but that's to save on the cost as well as the weight. So if you have the other battery packs, you can slap those right on here and it's going to power this exactly the same way. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you the different features of this drill, and then we're going to do a lot of different testing with it to drill through various materials to see how it actually performs. Included in the kit is going to be this nice tool bag that will stand upright on its own, and it does have a carrying handle on the top. So what we're going to do is open this up, and inside is going to be the drill as well as a 1.5 amp hour compact battery pre-installed, a second 1.5 amp hour compact battery, as well as an 18 volt battery charger. Now in the lid is going to be the product information, which will consist of the operator or owner's manual for the drill as well as the charger, and then it has the registration information that you're going to need to fill out, so you'll be qualified for the 3-year tool protection plan on the tool and a 2-year battery life guarantee on the batteries. To see how this does drilling some holes through some standard OSB, I have some spade bits. I have a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch, as well as a 1.5 inch spade bit. So what I'm going to do is put the 1/2 inch one in the chuck first, and the first hole I'm going to drill in mode 2, which is a much higher RPM. So you can see mode 2, we're going to go ahead and pop a hole in here now with the 1/2 inch, and it punched a hole right through it. I'll take that out, I'll put the 1 inch spade bit in there. And for this, I'm actually going to turn it down to mode 1, which is a lower RPM. So now the 1 inch hole, it also punched a hole right through the OSB. And then finally, we're going to try that large size, which is a 1.5 inch spade bit. And this is also going to be in mode 1. So the 1.5 inch spade bit, so the little compact drill really did a good job drilling holes through the OSB using the different size spade bits. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill some holes through a 2x4. I have a 1/4 inch bit, a 3/8 as well as a 1/2 inch bit. I'm going to be doing all these in speed setting number 2 just to see how it does, and I'm going to zoom in a little closer now so you can check it out. This is the 1/4 inch. Punched a hole right through it. Here's the 3/8. And then finally the large size, which is a 1/2 inch hole. Now let's see how it does with some 3 inch coarse thread drywall screws. So this is in speed setting 2. Sinks them below the surface, and just for comparison purposes, I'll flip it back to speed setting 1 to see the speed difference. So this is speed setting 1. Both of them had no problem, but you know, it will sink these on speed setting 2. That's what I would use it with. And then finally our last one. So that's pretty good. I mean, it sunk them below the surface, and 3 inch drywall screws going in long ways into a 2x4. It had no problem at all. Now we're going to test and see how it's going to drill holes through some pretty thick sheet metal. This is part of an old shelving unit, and I'm going to drill 4 holes through here. The first one's going to be a 1/8 inch hole. And all of these holes I'm going to drill on speed setting number 1, which is going to be 400 RPMs. That's a lot better to do when you're drilling through metal because it's going to save your bits. So the first hole is going to be 1/8 inch. Popped it right through there, and really with no effort at all. Now we're going to move up to the 1/4 inch. Still on speed setting number 1. I'm not going to use the same hole. I'm going to drill another hole next to it. It popped it right through there, and if you notice, the LED light on the base of the unit does light up what it's drilling through. So you can see how it's lighting up this entire area, really nice, and it really makes it easy to line up your hole. So I'm going to pop that out of there now. Now we're going to move up to a 3/8 inch. And if you drill through metal, make sure you're wearing safety glasses because little chips of metal and slivers do go flying everywhere. And they also fall near your feet. So don't ever drill metal if you're in flip-flops or something. Make sure you have shoes on. So now we're moving up to the 3/8. And one thing I want to point out, I'm drilling through this dry. I'm not using any cutting fluid, which you typically would do if you're drilling through metal, but for the purposes of just demonstrating it, drilling through the material, I'm not using any cutting fluid. And then finally, we're going to use the big bit, which is a 1/2 inch bit, and we'll see if it'll pop a hole through the metal also. Yep, we just popped a 1/2 inch hole through there, and the drill's still going strong. Now let's try and punch some holes through this sheet metal with some thin wall hole saws. So first I'm going to start out with a 3/4 inch one. Popped it right out. We'll move up to a 1 inch. Pop that one right out, and then the biggest size I have is a 1.5 inch. So you can see if you're an electrician or HVAC tech how using thin wall hole saws will be able to punch holes right through sheet metal and leave a burr-free finish. So now you've seen Bosch's brand new DDB181 for yourself. And like I said, this is an extremely comfortable drill to use. That's actually my favorite feature about all of Bosch's drills and their impacts, are that the handles and the grips are very comfortable. And you know, I have very large hands, so it's not a tremendous difference for me. But for someone with a medium size or even a small size hand, you really want to look at the Bosch lineup of tools because these are probably going to be a lot more comfortable for you to use than other manufacturers. Now this does have a belt clip on the side, and I set this up for right-handed use, but it has another hole on the other side. You can just take the screw out, move the belt clip to this side, and then it would be set up for left-handed use. The two different speed settings, speed number 1 being 0 to 400 RPMs, and then speed setting number 2 is going to be 0 to 1300 RPMs. It does have 20 different clutch settings that you can adjust just by turning this collar. So if you're trying to sink a screw and you don't want to have a chance of stripping it out or sinking it too far below the surface, that's why you would use that. Now overall, I really like this little drill. It's by far not the most high-end one there is, but for a basic all-around drill that's especially very lightweight, it makes a lot of sense to have in your toolbox. Now they do have the 3-year ProVantage protection plan with this, and that's going to be on the tool as long as you register it. So if you have a problem in the first 3 years, you can get that fixed, and then the batteries are covered by a 2-year ProVantage plan. So if you pick up one of these, make sure you register it with Bosch so you'll be protected. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. And thanks for watching.